turn to George Rowe, who is the pastor at the Tumbler Ridge Baptist Church. He is in Tumbler Ridge. George, it is a very early morning. I would say good morning to you, other than the circumstances.
Good morning to you, David.
How are you?
It's a big question. Just dealing with it, trying to cope with it. It's been a restless night for sure. And we'll get through this.
George, we've been showing people the geography of the community and how everything happened in such a small triangle almost. The secondary school is in one place, the health center next door, and the community center right in behind the high school. I understand you were at that community center as families were gathering to find out anything about their loved ones. What was it like inside that building?
It was a situation that you really never want to face again. Of course, after the lockdown had been lifted, I left my house to go over. And when I walked in, the sight of what I saw was devastating. Many parents just waiting for the news on whether their child had survived the shooting or not. And while the medical people were doing all they could in the background with those who were injured, the RCMP and their staff were with the parents trying to explain, but could not release the information as to whether their child had survived or not. And that in itself was absolutely heartbreaking. And several hours had passed since the shooting, so you can imagine, or at least try to imagine, what the parents were going through. Like, did my child survive, or did he or she not survive? And that was very, very difficult to deal with.
Did you hear any explanation from the RCMP about why they weren't able to sort of reveal that to these waiting parents in that room?
Well, identification, of course, is very, very important. There's protocol and procedure to be followed here. And I listened to a part of the conversation, and the gentleman giving that information as to why they could not release the name. He found it very difficult, and he knew the parents found it difficult to receive the information he was giving. But there had to be an absolute, unequivocal identification of the person. And they began to absorb that and began to understand that. And about 2 hours after I had left, I got notification that one of the victims had been identified. And I haven't heard since. I did hear last evening that it would probably be early morning or during today before other names would be released.
George, we here at CBC News are not identifying a suspect because the RCMP have not yet identified a suspect. But you're in a small community. Is it something people are talking about?
Absolutely. See, everybody here practically, they know everybody. And there's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of rumors out there for sure. And I don't think it will be a big surprise when the name is released. Again, because you're in a small community, you may have encountered that person personally in the last week. You really don't know. But once the information is out there, we'll try to deal with it. And because the family of the person who committed this atrocity would also be going through a very, very difficult time, and we need to remember them in our thoughts and prayers as well.
George, you've spoken rightly about how this is impacting so many other people, but I want to ask about you because your kids went to this school. You were a substitute teacher in this school. You're going to have to look at that building, and perhaps today. What's that going to be like?
Difficult, emotional. Our kids who graduated from the school have been updated on everything that is happening, and they're finding the emotion as well. Walking through the corridors of that school will never be the same again. And it's been a restless night thinking about that. And every time I look at that school, of course, it will bring back some fond memories, but the atmosphere will be changed forever. And just learn to deal with that and kind of move on. In fact, in my daily walks, I walk by that school quite often, several times during a week. And again, the memories are just going to sweep right over you, man.
George, I know you spent a lot of the afternoon and night yesterday taking care of other people, and I'm sure that will be in the weeks ahead. But take care of yourself as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.